Olive is probably the best character concept in all of High Guardian Spice. I mean, she's hardly original. If you've watched more than 3 TV shows in your life, you could probably guess her character arc within a minute of her first line of dialogue. But the strongest child in a primary school is still allowed to call themselves the strongest. If I dispense the sarcasm, I genuinely believe that in its design within the plot of the show, Olive's character, at least on a conceptual level, is really interesting. Almost as soon as Olive was introduced, the kind of character she was became very apparent. She's a reluctant villain working for the true antagonists who, 9 times out of 10, will redeem themselves. And if she's lucky, she'll even live afterwards. But if being unoriginal was enough of a reason to discard a character as bad, we wouldn't be here. What I want to look at is how Olive is characterized and what that characterization does for the story. For those watching this without having seen High Guardian Spice or my previous videos on it, Olive is a magical transforming Catgirl who appears to have been employed to spy on High Guardian Academy, the main character's school, to make sure no one becomes aware of whatever it is the bad guys are doing. So when Thyme begins looking for a way to heal the rot that forced her family to relocate, Olive is tasked with killing them to cover up what they discover, something she clearly doesn't want to do. As I hinted at, she does a heel face turn and helps save everyone by the season finale. Olive's reluctant villainy is probably the most effective mystery left over after the end of the season. At least it's the most effective mystery that I can say was actually written and not just introduced. I mean, we'd hardly call a mystery story that just showed us the dead body and ended immediately a well-written mystery, now would we? As we watch this girl try to dance around her orders to kill the main characters, we're left with the question of how she wound up working for whoever the hell the triumvirate is. Let's compare her to the poster child for reluctant villains, Prince Zuko. Zuko hunts the Avatar in order to try and get back into his abusive father's good graces. He was given an impossible task that he chases ravenously to prove that he isn't a disappointment, and by sheer luck, it actually becomes possible to accomplish. So we as an audience, even as we contemplate her obvious future redemption, are left asking, what is her Ozai? Why is she working as a spy for a group of people that consider Mandrake, the edgy psychopath, a reliable employee? But if making me question why something was happening was enough to get me to make this video, this would officially be a High Guardian Spice channel. The best part of Olive's character isn't the question of why she rocks for the bad guys, because that's a mystery that still hasn't been answered, and it definitely wasn't her obvious redemption. The appeal of a character like Olive isn't the ending we all know is coming, it's the way her characterization contributes to the plot as we know it. And dare I say something positive about this show on the internet? Again, she works splendidly. The thing about Olive is that she isn't some saint that wouldn't hurt a fly. She may not be evil, but she's bad in a way you'd expect a prankster to be. But because she isn't a purely good person, she's actually more complex than you'd expect. Instead of struggling between doing something good and bad, up until her redemption, Olive's struggle is with trying to skirt how bad she had to be. And that put her in conflict not only with the heroes, but with her employers who just wanted her to hurry up and kill everyone. She wasn't planning on sparing their lives. As far as she was concerned, they were definitely going to die. She just didn't want to have to do it herself. And if it was executed better, I might have believed there was a chance she could stay evil. Maybe. Olive didn't want to kill the girls. If she did, she'd probably have succeeded. But as the Festival of Fall 2 Bata goes on, Olive's attempts to compromise her employer's objectives with her own unease makes everything more difficult for her. From her plan to blackmail the heroes to go to the triumvirate themselves falling through, to even something as small as trying to keep a kid from hurting himself as he fell over, leading to her getting caught. In her attempts to minimize how much bloodshed she causes, the only bloodshed that happens is her own. I've even chosen to interpret the relatively skilled mage's decision to only fight Rosemary in melee combat as a part of that, even though she totally could have won the fight if she used magic. And for how much I personally hate Mandrake's presence in the show, I will acknowledge that he's the thing that ties Olive's redemption arc together.
Can't wait to kill him.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? This is my job.
After completely failing her mission because she didn't want to kill anyone, Mandrake shows her exactly what kind of attitude her job requires. The kind where you basically burn everyone in a school to death to kill half a dozen teenagers. Which is understandably a bit farther than she's willing to go. And seriously, tell me in the comments if you didn't see her stabbing him with his own knife coming a mile away. It was a very bold decision to give the most compelling character motivations in the show to the Catgirl villain who only really appears in like 4 episodes of it, but no, that's it. I have nothing else to say about that. I suppose that's why Olive is a more compelling villain than you would imagine from the show after the first couple of episodes. She has a lot of meaningful conflicts. With the hero, she's trying to avoid harming herself. With the employer, she wants to please for some reason. And with the unstable balancing act those motivations and desires all lead to. I would genuinely love to see more of her in a second season that probably isn't coming. Or better yet, have any of the main characters have something on that level. Wow, first I concluded Amaryllis was the most likable, and now I conclude Olive is the most compelling. Maybe one of these days I'll talk about the main characters. Or I could make a video about the cast of Ever After High. Yeah, maybe I'll do that one. What do you guys think? Am I giving Olive too much credit, or did you also think she was oddly interesting compared to the rest of the show? Tell me your thoughts in the comments, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more content. Thank you, and good day.